But let me start with our ABC, which, as you know, is actually their ABC. Look, I've worked at the ABC, I've appeared on the ABC, I've been maligned by the ABC, battled the ABC, and I'm an avid listener and viewer. Yeah, I keep an eye on it so you don't have to. Interestingly and increasingly, it seems there's an A missing at the start of its name. Too often it's the anti-Australian Broadcasting Corporation. If you want to criticise, slur or undermine Australia, they'll give you a platform at the national broadcaster. And if something is good for Australia, say the US alliance, cheap affordable energy or a stronger defence force, the ABC's usually against it. They like to divide us, city against country, rich against poor, and Indigenous against non-Indigenous. This unfolded terribly just a couple of weeks ago, as you know, with Auntie's misleading and inflammatory reports of that meeting in Alice Springs with locals worried about escalating crime and social problems.
And the community is more divided than ever. And here's one resident's reaction to news that business owners want to sue the government.
But instead they want to take punitive approaches. They want to reward the landlords, and it's just a total white supremacist fest in there. And I'll tell you what, the vibe, it was scary.
Yeah, and that's the feeling expressed by so many people at this meeting that was cut short, as you say, Carly.
Yeah, white supremacy is the smear against the people of the Alice, and the news presenter there, Michael Rowland, told people this was the view of so many at that meeting. How irresponsible. It was wrong, biased and completely ignorant. I mean, he was in Melbourne, 2,000 kilometres away from Alice Springs, so he had no idea. He was just spouting a racially divisive line. But what about the reporter there, Carly Williams? She filed lots of reports just as incendiary as that, and we assumed she was at the meeting, didn't we? Until today.
Ms Williams did try to get into the meeting, did try to get in, but was not allowed into that meeting, was outside of the meeting while the meeting occurred, and recorded those people leaving the meeting. We did have other ABC people inside the meeting from the Alice Springs team.
So Ms Williams, reporting on the meeting, never attended the meeting?
Reporting on the meeting with other information from the Alice Springs team, yes, as a combined report, but no, she did not attend the meeting.
Well, this is the first time we've heard this, Mr Anderson, and it appears to me that the ABC has covered this fact up.
I mean, I've been a reporter many times. You're covering meetings, they don't let you in. That's the number one thing you report about the meeting. They won't let you in. She hid this. It's hard to be surprised by the ABC, but this takes the cake. I mean, this reporting when it went to air created an instant scandal. It created outrage in the Alice and calls for an apology. After initially defending the reporting and standing by it, in a statement still on their website, by the way, the ABC eventually relented and apologised for what it admitted was an incomplete picture of the event. So with all that debate and those consequences, how could we only learn now that the reporter wasn't even in there?
Why haven't you revealed this up until now?
Well, Senator, I didn't think it was relevant, given that Ms Williams filed a report for 7 o'clock news that night that did have all the perspectives in it, and so
it's not relevant. I mean, Mr Anderson, if I had put that excuse up when I was a reporter at the ABC, I would have been hounded out of my job.
Yeah, Sarah Henderson, like me, is a member of the ABC alumni. This is a national broadcaster being reckless, not on a trifling matter, but with racial tensions, real-life crises and law and order. They could hardly be playing with a more volatile mix. But have a listen to how far they've taken the quest for accountability weeks later.
How did that story get to air and who approved it?
So, Senator, we're looking into that. I've asked the same question as well. I think it goes to, we've got a good track record, particularly when it comes to radio current affairs. It is at odds with the normal standards that we would have within news, particularly in radio current affairs, as I say. So I've asked to find out.
I can't quite believe what you've just told me, that you don't know who approved it. I mean...
No, I don't know who approved it yet.
The boss doesn't know who approved the report. I keep telling you, no one is in charge at the ABC. Remember this from last year?
And I have been waiting for you to invite me onto your program.
Anytime.
Yeah.
That's a standing invitation.
All right. Well,
Actually, we've sent requests in the past.
Right.
Well, we'll make that date soon.
Okay. All right.
Great.
Have
Good to
a
see
good
you,
night,
Dave.
Chris. See you.
The offer stands, Mr. Anderson, and your acceptance is now 9 months old. Or was that just all talk and no action? Spot a pattern here?